Hello and welcome to our channel. In this video, we'll talk about emotional messages in interpersonal communication. This lecture is divided into three sections: principles of emotions and emotional messages, obstacles to emotional communication, and emotional competence. Now let's take a look at the 10 general principles of emotions and emotional messages. First, emotions occur in stages. Different theories have been offered to explain the stages. In common sense theory, the process would go like this. An event occurs. You experience an emotion. You respond physiologically. The sequence of events according to the James Line theory is: an event occurs. You respond physiologically. You experience an emotion. According to the cognitive labeling theory, the sequence goes like this. An event occurs. You respond physiologically. You interpret this arousal. That is, you decide what emotion you're experiencing. And lastly, you experience the emotion. Second, emotions may be primary or blended. Joy, trust, fear, surprise, sadness, disgust, anger, and anticipation are primary emotions. On the other hand, these blended emotions are combinations of the primary emotions. Third, emotions involve both body and mind. When you experience emotion, you experience it both physically and mentally. Bodily reactions and mental evaluations and interpretations interact. You not only feel emotions bodily, but you also think about them. Fourth, emotions are influenced by a variety of factors. The emotions you feel at any one time and the ways in which you interpret the emotions of others are influenced by a variety of factors, including culture, gender, personality, and relationships. Fifth, emotional expression uses multiple channels. Emotions are encoded both verbally and non-verbally. And of course, emotions, like all messages, are most effectively communicated when verbal and non-verbal messages reinforce and complement each other. Verbal and non-verbal channels all come into play. Sixth, emotional expression is governed by display rules. Display rules are informal norms concerning how to exhibit emotions in a social group or culture. A group's norms determine not just when and when it is allowed to exhibit emotions, but also the level to which these feelings are expressed. Cultures prescribe rules for the expression of emotions. Seventh, emotions may be adaptive or maladaptive. Emotions are often adaptive. That is, they can help you adjust appropriately to situations. At other times, however, emotions may be maladaptive and may get in the way of your accomplishing your goals. In short, not all emotions are good. Not all emotions are bad. Eighth, emotions can be used strategically. In strategic emotionality, emotions are used for one's personal ends. Such emotions can take a variety of forms and serve a variety of purposes. Ninth, emotions have consequences. Like all communications, emotions and emotional expression have consequences and affect your relationships in important ways. By revealing your emotions, you may create close bonds with others. At the same time, you may also scare people with too much and too intimate disclosure. 10th, emotions are contagious. Emotions spread easily. It passes from one person to another. It occurs when one person's emotions are mimicked by another, and these emotions are frequently unconscious. The expression of feelings is part of most meaningful relationships, yet it's often very difficult. Here are the three major obstacles stand in the way of effective emotional communication. Number 1. Societal and cultural customs. Societal and cultural customs may have taught you that emotional expression is inappropriate. For instance, in many cultures around the world, especially here in the Philippines, it is considered taboo for men to cry or display any soft gestures. Many people still believe men should be stoic and show little to no emotion. As a result of this stigma, a lot of men feel that it's not okay to cry. They might hide their emotions, choosing only to cry in private or not at all. Number 2. Fear. Fear of exposing weaknesses or causing a conflict may inhibit your emotional expression. Your message won't come over as clearly as you'd like if you're afraid of or intimidated by the person you're speaking with. You may find yourself stating what you believe the other person wants to hear rather than what you actually want to say. Social anxiety, for example, can keep you from approaching strangers at a party or at any social gatherings or public settings. Number 3. Inadequate interpersonal skills. Inadequate interpersonal skills may make you feel unsure or hesitant, and so you might withdraw. Many people, for example, are unable to express emotional distress. Many of us hide or fail to express negative emotions for fear of upsetting the other person or making matters worse. However, avoiding communicating negative feelings would almost likely to be detrimental to the relationship. In general, a lack of appropriate and effective interpersonal skills may result in an inability to communicate emotions. In certain circumstances, you may choose to hide your feelings and not express them, but in others, you may want to communicate your emotions, which necessitates emotional competence, or the ability to express and respond to the emotions of others. To recapitulate, emotional competence is determined by 3 things. Number 1. Emotional understanding. Understanding what you are feeling, what you want to communicate, and your communication choices. For example, if you are a volunteer with a non-profit organization that helps children in remote communities and you truly want to make a difference and be a learning tool, you willingly observe your target audience and make plans on how to contribute to it. And you genuinely tell the leader and co-members an effective way but can also deliver the way you want it to be and gain the trust of others to support your agenda. Number 2. Emotional expression. The ability to express emotions clearly and in ways appropriate to the situation. For example, your mother gave you a mysterious item in a big box as a reward for the success of your music recital. As she handed you the gift, you started jumping and smiling wildly while half-consciously suppressing your excited scream because it was late at night and you didn't want to wake up your neighbors. Number 3. Emotional responding. The ability to respond to the emotions of others as appropriate to your relationship and to the situation. So that's it for today. We hope you learned a lot from us. Have an emotional day.